Yo, what is up, everyone? Back here with another video. Today we are going to be going over a team that I think is pretty powerful in the format. It's going to be a Lunogre team that I actually built. We're going to be breaking it down. We're going to be talking about what each individual member does, what the idea of the team was, and kind of how it's supposed to be utilized. Overall, as a team, I feel like teams like these are very cohesive and they make a lot of sense. I will be touching on some inherent weaknesses that it might experience and some changes you can make to this team to fix those weaknesses. And yeah, we'll work from there. But once again, guys, thank you for the support on all the videos. I incredibly appreciate it. It means a lot. But yeah, we'll get right into it. So, first off, this team is obviously centered around the pair of Lunala and Kyogre. So pretty much, it is very special attacker heavy. Besides the Tapu Koko, which I'll get to. But pretty much the main idea with the team is to leverage this pair, especially in Trick Room, and pretty much take advantage of the offense that they utilize to really be doing a lot of work there, right? Now, overall with the team, another thing worth noting is that you're pretty aggressive in your Trick Room. So once you set Trick Room, you're being pretty aggressive. And if you're out of Trick Room, you're still being aggressive with the Koko, right? The idea is to be exerting a lot of pressure. There is a good defensive backbone to this team as well, but the main idea was to make sure that you can stay offensive with both of your maxers, pretty much. So we're going to start out with the Kyogre set. The Kyogre is running a standard set of Water Spout, Origin Pulse, Ice Beam, Protect. So this Kyogre is also running a speed tier where after an airstream it can outspeed Thundurus, but also going to be underspeeding a lot of the faster Pokemon in Trick Room, right? Obviously, Incineroar and Rillaboom are probably outspeeding it in Trick Room, but besides that, like, it's going to be slower for the most part, right? So that's like a nice thing. It's kind of in that like middling speed tier. The Kyogre has some bulk into it, so it can take some hits well, especially physical bulk is more so what it's invested into, so yeah. Lunala is EV to live in Astral Barrage from Calyrex Shadow, pretty much being able to live the Life Orb Astral Barrage. If there's a Helping Hand, obviously it won't live, but the main intention is to live just a Life Orb Astral Barrage for the Calyrex. Then, obviously, there is a little bit of speed on this Lunala as well. So after an Airstream, you can outspeed Thundurus again and like some of the other Pokemon just so you don't tie. It's a little bit faster, so it would outspeed like Whimsicott at +1. It would outspeed, I believe, Cinder at +1. It might be one slower than Cinder. But the main idea, the main idea was to actually have it being, you know, kind of a bit slower, I guess. Like, slower but fast. It's like a weird, like, mid-speed tier almost. But it, like, makes sense for the team. Then we have our Tapu Koko. It's Life Orb Adamant Tapu Koko. This Tapu Koko spread is actually the same one that I used on the Veldon team. So pretty much it only outspeeds base 100s. It's slower than Thundurus. Now, that sounds weird, but like the reason why is like the extra HP defense investment that you get, or like special defense investment, is actually really crucial. And the attack investment is really crucial as well, because with this attack, with Wild Charge, Life Orb, Tapu Koko, you're able to two-shot opposing Jolly Zacians with no bulk majority of the time, which is crazy. Like, so this is without Electric Terrain, by the way. With Electric Terrain, you're doing even more, but like Coco's damage level is so high when you're adamant, it like is crazy, and like the extra bulk actually makes like a huge difference. Then we have Incin. So this Incin is going to be a bit faster. So I made this Incin faster than most other Incineroars, mostly because I think having Throat Chop to stop a parting shot off of Lunala turn 1, or like some kind of like Snarl, is actually really good because it protects you from losing your Shadow Shield. Faster Fake Out 2 to ensure that you get the Trick Room up is really nice because you can even disrupt a partner, so that's like kind of cool. Then you also have Amoonguss. Amoonguss is running Pollen Puff, Rage Shatter, Spore, Protect. Pollen Puff, obviously, so Kyogre can get its power back on its Water Spouts if it takes damage. Also, it can bring back Lunala's Shadow Shield, and the team itself is pretty bulky as a whole, so you can really like take a bunch of hits, right? And then finally Gastrodon. I know I went a little bit out of order there. I mean, I was looking at the order of the pace instead of looking at the order of the thing, so that's my bad. But then Gastrodon is running pretty much a quiet nature. It's a little bit slower, so basically it can underspeed pretty much everything. It underspeeds Calyrex and Trick Room, so you can yawn it first, and you can go for max moves. This one is a bit slower than the other Gastrodons I typically run, mostly because I think that on this team particularly you want to be quiet so you can be exerting as much offense as possible. But yeah, so you might be like, oh my god, excuse me, I could keep yawning, I don't know why. You might be like, okay, well, why Gastrodon on the team over like something else? Pretty much Gastrodon is like crazy because into Zernogre, Lunala, Kyogre, Gastrodon like completely destroys it. Like they literally have no answers for it. So it's a really crazy team. But then we can go into the common pairs, and then after that I'll be talking about kind of the overall way the team would normally play or like function, right? But Kyogre Mungus is the first lead, so this lead's really good if you're expecting a lot of targets into your Kyogre early. If you just want to get off like a free water spout and they don't have much to deal with redirection, you can just lead Kyogre, click Rage Powder and Water Spout, and they're like in a really bad spot. I don't know why my voice keeps like cutting out. Maybe I like hurt my voice a bit or something. I don't know. Too many videos. But yeah, you can pretty much Rage Powder and Spout. And with the Rage Powder Spout, you're able to exert a lot of pressure, right? And you can kind of redirect these moves that otherwise would give your Kyogre some trouble, which allows you to pretty much be constantly pressuring your opponent, forcing them to swap. They can't really get to your Kyogre easily. Now, obviously, this isn't really a good lead if they lead something like a Venusaur, or if they have a Grass type that's kind of going to get around it. So it's going to be up to your discretion to really like kind of figure that out, right? But like you have Rage Powder, you have like even Protect Spore options, you have like Pollen Puff, Water Spout, even if you think that you're just going to move first and you want to heal after you get hit. A lot you can do, so it's kind of cool. Tapu Koko Incin's a really good lead. This is usually a good lead in the Sun teams because like it shuts down their sleep mode with Venusaur, and also it gives you Fake Out and like Parting Shot pressure, right? And then you can kind of U-turn, get in your Kyogre, even hard swap in your Kyogre, go for a max Airstream. You have a lot of options there, so it's just kind of nice. I also think too that when it comes to just like Koko overall, Koko really appreciates Incineroar as a partner just because of like the Fake Out pressure, right? Like you're consistently exerting pressure with the damage on the board, so like Ince is like the perfect counteract to that. You can even do cool plays to reposition like U-turn plus Parting Shot. U-turn plus Parting Shot allowing you to get back your Koko, you know, like you're not, what's it called, going to be intimidated. You can exert even more pressure. Lets you kind of play the dancing game around your opponent. But Koko's just so nice too for its utility. Amoonguss otherwise would have been a huge problem for this team, and because you have Koko, like Amoonguss is really easy to deal with because you just have electric terrain, which kind of ruins its sleep, right? But yeah, that's like the main thing for the team as a whole, like that pair. But yeah, and then we'll go to Lunala and Amoonguss. So Lunala and Amoonguss, Lunala obviously wants to get up Trick Room majority of the time. I would say Amoonguss is pretty interchangeable with Incineroar. Pretty much what you're able to do is you're either able to go for Rage Powders to protect your Lunala, or you're able to go for Fake Outs with Incineroar to protect your Lunala. And that'll allow you to get a free Trick Room up, which allows you to sweep a Kyogre like Gastro in the back, right? So the main idea behind this lead and Incineroar replacing the Amoonguss in this lead in certain cases would literally just be to get the Trick Room off so that you can go and sweep with your moves, right? The nice thing with this lead too is even if you just want to go spam Moongeist early or you want to go for Meteor Beams early, you can. There's nothing stopping you from just like staying out of Trick Room and like clicking Spore Meteor Beam or one of the other moves, even Pollen Puff and Meteor Beam, right? So there's like a lot you can do with that. It's just a very flexible lead. This team as a whole is meant to just be flexible, pretty much giving you as many options as you can to deal with what you're kind of against. Now, I'm going to kind of talk about a couple concerns some people might have. First off, Calyrex Shadow. So Calyrex Shadow might look annoying at first, but here's pretty much what you can do. So you can force a trade turn 1, or like a bad 50-50 for them by leading Lunala and Amoonguss. So pretty much the reason why this is a really bad 50-50 for them is because you can protect your Amoonguss, call out the Calyrex going for a Astral Barrage plus expanding, and go for a Moongeist. You can call the Indeedee going for Follow Me and the Astral Barrage from Calyrex, right? Which is just Spore and Protect, right? And then you can go for just a Moongeist and a Spore. So pretty much they're in a bad position majority of the time. The only situation where they're in a good position is if they click Follow Me, right? Now, obviously that's a little bit riskier. The safer option, I think, is lead Incin Lunala. So Incin Lunala is even worse of a 50-50 for them because you can just protect your Lunala and click Throat Chop turn 1. And pretty much what that does is that forces them next turn to click Throat Chop, right? And or it's gonna force them next turn to click Follow Me, which means that you can Moongeist and then Throat Chop, or like Trick Room and Throat Chop, right? And like they're not gonna click Helping Hand. Even if they did click Helping Hand, you'd still pick up their Calyrex, right? So pretty much you'd pin the Calyrex slot with like Throat Chop over and over. So like let's say it's turn 1, right? Calyrex and DD. on the field, and then you have Incineroar and Lunala on the field. Turn 1, you protect, Throat Chop into Calyrex. They follow me, you know, they go for Astral Barrage, whatever. Next turn, you click Trick Room and Throat Chop into the Calyrex. If they don't click Follow Me, they lose their Calyrex. If they do click Follow Me, then they lose their Indeedee, and you get a free Trick Room up, basically. So it like works because of the Lunala calcs that you live the obviously the Astral Barrage. It works out. Also, if you guys are wondering about the rental code and the paste, that'll all be in the description. So, yeah, that'll be in the description as well. But once again, guys, I mean, thank you for all the support on these videos. Hopefully that explanation was good for you guys, and you guys kind of understand what's going on. Make sure to let me know if you guys have any questions down below. Sorry my voice was, like, cutting out a little bit. I think it's just, like, kind of strained from, like, the past few days of recording a bunch of videos, and, like, yeah, I don't know. But, thank you guys so much. Make sure to check out Patreon if you guys would like to support these videos more, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.